The Royal Courts of Justice, often referred to simply as the Law Courts, are housed in the 514-foot Gothic structure found along the Strand. Designed by George Edmund Street and completed in 1882, the building cost more than £1 million and an estimated 35 million bricks were used in its construction. It was opened by Queen Victoria and became the permanent home of the Supreme Court. Sadly, Street died from stroke a year before it was completed, exhausted by the complex project. Built at the end of the Gothic revival period in England, it is resplendent in pointed arches, mouldings, spires and statues. There was a stonemason's strike when it was being built and German labourers were brought in. They had to be kept under police protection throughout the building due to strikers' anger. The building was constructed to centralise the civil courts, removing powers from specialist courts that had established themselves throughout England and Wales. Courts which many believed had become laws unto themselves. The Royal Courts of Justice deal with divorce, libel, civil liberty and appeals. Criminal cases are dealt with at the Old Bailey. The main entrance is flanked by towers. Above the entrance, on the left, Solomon holds his temple, and on the right, the founder of English law, Alfred the Great, can be seen. The entrance is a familiar view, and it's seen in innumerable news reports. There are often photographers, television cameras, and public waiting here for decisions on famous or interesting cases. It was here that the Guildford Four and the Birmingham Six walked to freedom. No cameras are allowed inside, but if you go through the entrance, you will find the Central Hall. The Central Hall is some 238 feet long and 80 feet high. From here, it is possible to access the courts via several staircases. There were originally 19 courts, now there are 88. The building proclaims the law's majesty and superiority, and judges and barristers in traditional dress fit in well with their surroundings. The information desk may have a plan and a short guide of a walk it is possible to do around the building. Most of the courts when sitting are open to the public and you can sit in the gallery, though you have to go through security checks first. Lists in the glass cabinets in the centre of the Central Hall tell you which case is being heard in which court. You are free to enter any court except those marked Court in Camera or Chambers. The Minstrels Gallery has a really interesting small exhibition on the history of legal dress codes. Don't forget to look out for the statue of George Edmund Street before you leave the Central Hall. Few architects have the honour of a statue erected in their completed project. The Royal Courts of Justice are open from 9 AM to 4:30 PM Monday to Friday. Admission is free. The nearest tube stations are Holborn and Temple, but if you're arriving by train, it's just a short walk across Waterloo Bridge from Waterloo or a walk down the Strand from Charing Cross. Attractions nearby include St Bride's Church and the Temple Church. Twining's Tea across the road is also worth a visit for a very traditional tea shop. Just across the road, don't forget to have a look at Somerset House.